Greetings. Thank you for tuning into SNN, the Southern News Network. My name is Craig Henry, and this broadcast is information for the members of the class of 2020 regarding the next steps of their graduation experience. I want to commend the members of the class for adhering to the cap and gown distribution schedule and being here when they were supposed to be here for the allotted period of time that they were here, because you've demonstrated that you will be able to manage the next steps, which we think are a pretty cool opportunity for the members of the class and some of their family members. So what we're going to talk about now is, now that the cap and gown distribution has been completed, the next phase of your graduation experience. So we're not calling it a graduation ceremony because it's going to happen on a certain night, but we're calling it a graduation experience because it's going to be extended over a period of the last couple weeks leading up to the graduation ceremony, which will be presented virtually this year. I know that that's come with a great deal of disappointment by all members of the class and their family members, and quite frankly all members of the Southern family as well, because this is a special class that deserves the same high-level send-off that everyone else and their predecessors have received. But the social distancing guidelines and the rules are such that we're going to have a virtual graduation on June 12th at the same time we would have normally had an in-person graduation. That said, I want the viewing community and the members of the senior class to know that this Board of Education and this administrative team is committed to and left open the option of having an in-person graduation when social distancing guidelines permit us to do so. That could be later this summer. It might be in the fall. We don't know when that's going to be, so it would be short-sighted to put out specifics about an in-person graduation. We just know that if the desire to have one is still there for this class, when circumstances permit it, we will, in fact, have an in-person graduation. In the interim, because June 12th is when those diplomas should be conferred, we are going to have the virtual graduation and do it in such a way that we hope will be commensurate with the high level of performance that the members of this class have earned. So what's this next phase now that you have your cap and gown? Starting on Monday, June 1st, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 8 p.m., the stadium will be open. And you'll have to make an appointment, just like you did for your cap and gown pickup, using that same exact process, where you will go in and pick a time slot that works for you and your family. And when you have selected that time slot, you'll get a confirmation email reinforcing what time it is, where you should park, and so forth. And then at that point, you are welcome to come into the stadium, again by appointment, using the social distancing rules that we've all learned how to use so quickly in the various retail places that are open, the essential businesses of food stores and lumber supply companies and household repair places that have the wait here signs. We will have all of those same safety precautions in place. And when you get to the ticket, so you'll come in the west parking lot of the 11-12 complex area, and there'll be a security guard there to check you in and verify that you're showing up for your scheduled appointment, which was scheduled days in advance. And then you'll be instructed to park at a certain part of the 11-12 parking lot, and you'll have your cap and gown on. And the family members that can be with you are up to, based on the prosecutor's guidance from the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office, you can have up to 4 family members with you, so that could be a party of 5 at the most. We would encourage smaller groups so that we don't have anyone concerned about a social gathering. We don't see this as a gathering, we see this as a transaction, no different than the transactions we all participate in now in food stores and lumber supply stores. But that being said, when you get to the ticket booth of the entrance to the stadium, which is where, if we were having an in-person graduation, that's the last checkpoint before the graduates in total would enter the stadium. That's where you and your immediate family members, up to total of 5, we hope it's less than that per group, but again, this way parents and siblings can be part of the experience. You will then be given your diploma at that moment in time. So the first appointment on June 1 will be the first student of this class who receives her or his diploma. And then you'll go up into the stadium, and the lattice work is already set up with the year 2020 like it has been for every other previous graduating class. And when you get to the stadium lattice work, there'll be teams of 2 administrators. One will be on the PA system and will announce your name, and the other will be taking a picture. When your name is announced, you'll walk up onto the podium where you would have received a handshake from a board member. You have your diploma, and we will take, we're still deciding whether it's a still shot or whether it's a video, but your parents will be welcome and encouraged to take a video of all this, because when you are under the lattice work, they will be opposite you at the exit side of the ramp. And your name will be announced. You'll, just like it would in the regular graduation, over the loudspeaker system. There'll be background music playing. When your name is announced, you'll walk up to the podium where you would receive from a handshake from a board member. Instead, you'll receive a picture that's going to be taken of you with your diploma at the podium. Then you'll exit the ramp and join your family, who will hopefully be recording this, and then you'll be asked to go to another picture-taking site in the stadium where yet another team of our staff will be taking another picture of you that will be used later on in the virtual graduation ceremony. So that's an opportunity for you to have that experience on the stadium. It won't have the 12 to 15,000 people in attendance that would be there under normal circumstances, but it will give you that opportunity to be in the stadium under the lattice work and memorialize your graduation conferral of the diploma like every other member has absent the audience. Members of the previous senior class have absent the audience. We think it's going to be a very memorable experience for you. It'll be one that no other graduate has ever had, and we hope that it will give you that sense of stadium closure that you would have received on the night of the 12th if we had more opportunity to have a more in-person graduation. So that's the next step. So it's by appointment. You already know how to make appointments. You've done that with your cap and gown. Once your appointment is made, you'll receive confirmation. Then we ask that you stick to your appointment schedule so that we can flow the entire class through the allotted time that we have. Right now we have it opening on June 1, that's a Monday, 10 to 8, and happening that entire week, and then extending it to the following week, which would be the week before Friday's graduation, the week of Friday's graduation. We will extend it into that second week if we need to, but we feel if everybody is timely in making their appointment that we can have that experience completed. And the reason we would like to get it completed sooner than later is so that as much of it that we can use is available for the virtual graduation ceremony. So that's to the members of the class of 2020. It's optional. If you want to get your diploma and then have your picture taken in the stadium with your name being announced, that opportunity is there. At the conclusion of this broadcast, the website will go live for you able to go in and schedule that appointment. If you have any cap and gown issues, we encourage that you notify Mrs. Sue Spellman, Mr. Wilhelm, secretary, who's been very involved in the cap and gown process, and will hopefully be able to correct any issues that you might be having with your cap and gown. So it's not the regular ceremony, but we hope it is every bit as dignified and as special as it can be, and one that you deserve, members of the class of 2020, and we hope that you all will participate in that diploma and picture-taking opportunity. So that's it for this broadcast. Any questions, certainly email, call. We're always available, and that's it for this broadcast. Thank you.